Hey guys, it's Booligan with Airsoft Retreat, BooliganAirsoft.com and Airsoft Insider Magazine. I have a long overdue project update on a gun that I know a lot of you guys are eagerly anticipating. My ASG custom SVU build based off of an SVD-S. Normally has a folding stock, we're making it bullpup. Probably the most important part has come in, and that's this little guy. A 3D printed replacement butt pad. Now, I worked with a gentleman on Reddit to do the design work as well as the printing, and this is a untouched piece. I have not done any modifications to it. I haven't smoothed up the finish or anything. I mean, the butt pad is still very raw material. But with his help getting all of the correct dimensions, this thing is great so far. It's going to be just a little, like you see a little small gap there. I just have to do a little bit of sanding to get this thing filled in because, frankly, I took some bad measurements at some point in the line. But we now have a brick of a butt pad. This thing is very strong, very secure. Notice, still have this little trigger here. That's because I still need to finish the selector switch link, or excuse me, the trigger linkage. How the trigger linkage works, it is connected to this front trigger at the hinge point at the very top. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be milling out a hole here to access the hinge point of this one, going to drop a 90-degree bent rod, and then we're going to have a little adjuster here so that we can adjust the trigger pull and engagement. But when you pull this one, it will pull internally the second trigger, which will cause it to fire, and it'll be connected internally, which means I'll be able to lop off this little bit of excess trigger there and make some sort of little plastic cover just to cover that, what little bit is there. So this thing lives. It has not just been shelved. It is still a work in progress, but we do have a little bit of progress done on it. And really, this thing is coming together very nicely. So the next steps of this long dormant project are to finish that trigger linkage, to build a side rail mount, going to be right about here, and I'm going to be modifying a normal AK side mount for that, so that we'll be able to use AK style optics and rails. And that's pretty much it. This thing will be done once we have, well, really this thing will be done once I get this trigger linkage set up. It'll really be done once I have an optic mounted on the side. But I was able to alleviate a couple of my concerns. With it shouldered, you could still easily cock it and shoot it. We shot with this trigger again. This trigger is just here for some testing in the beginning. But yeah, you could still easily access that for reloading it. So my big concern of this thing was going to be, is it even going to be usable? Is it going to be skirmishable? Because that funky, bolt action, bullpup rifles generally don't work too well. But it actually works really well. So many thanks to ASG for sending this thing over and for having a lot of patience with me as I've gone through 3 or 4 different 3D designers until I finally found one who was able to see this thing to completion. And many thanks to him. We'll have his username in the info section just because I can't remember it right off the top of my head. And many thanks to you guys for watching and for your continued support of the channel. If you guys don't watch, and if you guys don't share, and if you guys don't like this stuff, frankly, it doesn't allow me to continue to do it. And with real life and things like that, it gets pretty busy. So I appreciate your guys' feedback, and I appreciate you guys sticking around, even when sometimes my projects take entirely too long to complete. Thanks for watching.